Y'all smell anything? I think I shat myself.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the Squadcast Movie Podcast, episode 14.
What a way to start
And
episode 14.
and and a very happy Halloween to all those are celebrating.
Ooh, happy
We
Halloween.
were supposed to have this pod on Halloween, but things shifted in that direction.
It really did. It kind of worked out.
It all kind of works out.
And I almost just played the Randy soundboard, and then I realized that this is going to a public forum, so I didn't do that. That would have been bad. We'll get to that later.
Okay. So on this Halloween, we'll be talking about Halloween.
Halloween.
I couldn't help myself. The movie. I couldn't help. The movie Halloween. Another John Carpenter movie. We
Yep.
did The Thing last episode. We're doing the Halloween now.
Which is
and
so
also
good. Oh my god.
yes. And also Sinners, which is not old, it's new. And I thought that was a good juxtaposition. Let's do an old movie and a new movie.
Yeah, a new movie that's old. You know what I mean?
Well, a few months old, I guess.
Well, no, like a new movie that's set in old times.
Oh, okay,
yeah. See, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Okay. Well, enough of the very terrible jokes by us. We'll start with let's start with Halloween.
Halloween.
I think we should start with
Halloween.
Yes.
It is.
Okay. Well, what isn't there to say about Halloween? I mean, this is the slasher movie. This is probably the most famous slasher movie of all
I
time.
literally wrote that down in a note. I wrote that this is the blueprint. This movie is literally the blueprint for fucking.
And there were slashers before it, but there weren't any quite like this one. I think. I feel like, we also did Texas Chainsaw last episode, which was also great. And the thing about that one, or like even like Friday the 13th, is that they're places in like excluded areas, kind of like the people came to the killer,
Right.
And this one, the killer's coming to
Killer
the people.
comes to you, yeah.
It also, I think, actually has a special connection to like people like us who live in the part of Illinois that we do, because that area looks like it could be a Schaumburg Street.
Oh my god, yeah. I remember growing up
It is
out
Haddonfield,
there.
Illinois.
Like that shit.
So I've always felt like this looked like it could be almost like Michael Myers could be on our street block.
There was always that one street light over by the elementary school that was just like, it was just one street light on a long ass street, and it was so creepy, and I was like, that's the perfect setup for like where this movie can take place in. It's insane.
Right, and it just I just think that's cool. I love that it takes place in Illinois. I don't really need. I guess we'll give a synopsis. Michael Myers, the killer, escapes from a mental prison and goes back to his hometown. Decides to grab a little bit of an obsession with the girl who walks up at front door of the house he's in. Poor little Lori. And he, stalks down her friends and then her and tries to kill them all, basically. That's the synopsis.
I'd say that's a pretty spot on synopsis.
It opens with, obviously, the first thing you hear is the iconic music.
Fucking, what a good song! Like that song.
The movie is very subtly stylized, like not like super stylized, like obviously not like a Scott Pilgrim or something, but like it has. I don't know. The Texas Chainsaw opened with like the screeching metal, and this one we just hear a piano riff.
Yeah, the piano riff.
I don't know. It was a very interesting idea to basically give the guy a theme song.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, for both of these, I think what it is like these. Well, maybe not both of them, but at least for Halloween, the story itself is like very bare bones. So it's like what they add.
Yes.
What they add to it is what creates the movie. You know, what I mean, this movie is literally a master class. Excuse my French there, in building tension and terror from almost nothing. Like literally,
cinematic language.
Yeah.
You know. Right. One really interesting way that they do that, I'd say, is they decided to show some of his parts in first person. Like you're seeing it from Michael's perspective.
Yeah, the what is it? What do they call it? Like a voyeuristic camera or something like that? Like where you're seeing it from like a POV,
kind of.
but like
voyeuristic usually means like it's a camera shot from like outside the window. But like he does that. He walks up to the window, so you kind of get
exactly. It's so creepy, dude. It's like the creepiest shit ever.
Yeah. There's a part like early in it with the music. I don't know if it's exactly when he's killing them, or like there's like the music does like a long like string hold like.
Oh yeah, the classic suspense hold.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's got to be one of the first movies to do that too.
I mean, yeah, like I said, this is the blueprint, dude. Like, so we get so much out of this that other movies then utilized.
Man, I don't remember exactly. So I wrote in my notes because at first I'm thinking, I watch movies with an open heart, but I also am a little bit nitpicky at times.
Right.
So at first I'm thinking like, man, so a psycho escaped a mental prison place, has a car, and I just feel like that should be plastered all over the news. And then also, how the hell does he know how to drive?
Right.
The movie does sort of acknowledge that. Because like a character goes, how does he know how to he can't drive? And then the Loomis goes, well, he seemed to do fine just then, didn't he?
Right,
or something like that.
How did this not? Why was this not like widespread news? Like, hey, by the way, this psychopath just stole a car.
I put in my notes that was acknowledged too, but I don't remember how. So I'm just gonna.
I couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna stand 10 toes down.
10 toes down that they did not tell us that this dude is just out here causing havoc.
Okay, going back really quickly to the first person's perspective, another thing that makes that kind of like effective, because and I think this is also why they start the movie with it, is there are other times in the movie where it almost looks like it could be that same first person perspective, but it's just like the camera moving, like it's just how the scene is being shown,
right?
And I feel like they do that to F with you a little bit, because to make you think like any time it could be Michael's perspective outside their house or something. And I don't know, they play around with the fact that you don't know for sure.
Yeah, no, exactly. I 100% agree with that. I mean, even to that, they used so many different like cinematography styles into this. I think this was the first movie that I looked it up. I gotta look at my notes. I think it's what's it called? The Panaglide. It was the Panaglide was like this was the first film that used that, and what it was like a precursor to the Steadicam. So like that's how they got the super smooth, like floating voyeuristic shots of like Michael stalking people that makes him feel like almost like a ghost. And I guess this was like the first movie to do that. I literally had to look that up because I was like, how do they do that? Like this is not this is an old movie, but yes, that's what it's called, the Panaglide, and it was the first movie to do it. and then like they turned that into what's now called the Steadicam, which is obviously used for more newer movies, stuff like that. But I thought that was just a really, really fucking cool point,
Mm-hmm.
and just adds to the element of just like, again, super basic storyline of a movie, incredible art style and cinematography, and little things that make this movie what it is.
Yeah, okay. Another thing that I think is really cool in the first like half of this is there's a couple parts where like he's in the background or like yeah, basically he's in the background and the movie like doesn't really do anything to like focus on that. Like there's no like music going on or like there's no focus. Like there's a part where they show him like from his perspective in the car just kind of pulling up, and then they cut to like the place where he's kind of pulling up on, and they show the other characters talking, and you just see his car turn left in the background, and like that's it. Like they don't do anything. Like
Right.
it's an effective way, kind of just making him like blend into the area and kind of like just I don't know. I think it just illustrates just how like unthreatened people are just by him at that point. Like people have no idea what he is or what man is driving through their town right now.
Right, he's just there. Like nobody has an idea that this man is about to become, literally, pun and no pun intended, everybody's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought it was funny that even in the 70s they did smoke sessions in the car.
hey, bro, you gotta get the good smoke session in the whip, man. It don't matter what time period you're in, bro. If you're not getting a good smoke session in the whip, are you really even smoking? Universal, man.
Although there's no way her dad would not have smelled that reek.
Okay, yeah, especially back then too. I feel like, I mean, obviously, nowadays, people are professional growers, but back then, bro, that was not a regular thing for people to do. You know that Reggie was stanky.
Yeah. So, John Carpenter hates dogs. It's official.
Yeah,
That's in my notes.
yeah, he is.
In both of these movies we watched, terrible things happen to a dog.
Yeah, I don't think that's a deniable clause anymore. I think it's official that John Carpenter hates fucking dogs. Why did the last two movies have dog bite? I'm so upset about that.
I know. And they're great movies.
They're such good movies, but it's like, why the dog?
I guess, one reason, yeah. When you take out the dog, everybody knows they won't save anyone.
That's true. I think that's really what it is. It's like once the dog goes out, like I feel like the normal human being's reaction is like, we've all seen a person get their legs cut off in a movie, and it's like, okay, that sucks. But you see a dog get harmed, you're like, I want to burn down this entire place.
That's how I know. You know what? Maybe it wasn't like that as much back in when this movie was made.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe like the same sentiment for dogs wasn't around it. Because I know nowadays it's like you see any type of
there
animal
are people who
get
are like,
hurt.
I don't care about human death,
Yeah,
but
like,
if the animal
if
dies,
the animal dies, I'm fucking pissed.
yeah, it's.
It's wild.
There's also just I don't know. It's not a big thing, but I really think it's very effective that it takes place on Halloween, where like people are masked up, so people who see him could just think he's a guy in a costume. At first I was thinking, oh well, it's Halloween, like it's the scary holiday. Why not put a horror movie that takes place on it? But I mean, him being a serial killer doesn't necessarily have. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to do, it's not like a demon or a ghost story. It's just a psycho guy running through the neighborhood killing people. So, because even on Halloween, it's more of a festive, it's a happy time. Everybody's out celebrating and partying with friends or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's a happy time. There are those. I did just watch a YouTube little series recently on all the fucked up shit people did on Halloween, but that's more of just me being
Yeah.
a fucking weirdo. I'm talking about just like the people who put like, I don't know, cyanide in candy and then handed it
Oh,
out.
oh, yeah.
Like someone, but other than that, no, I agree. Halloween has always been historically a pretty fun and memorable time. Although nowadays, I feel like that sentiment's kind of fallen off. I feel like Halloween's not done the same as we used to do it even when we were kids. But I digress.
Yeah, well, the pandemic kind of affected
Yeah,
things.
pandemic, and then just the world.
Yeah, the world's doom and gloom now.
Yeah, no, everything's like I in my neighborhood there was literally they did trick or treating on Monday this last Monday, and like it was like
Yeah,
a
what the
set,
hell?
it was a set thing, and it was like they were all the kids and parents were all in the streets, but it was like from like 2 to 6 p.m. And then after that, it was just like there's nobody outside, and it was a Monday. I was like, what the fuck is going? I was going to watch the
Okay,
Chiefs
I
game.
get your point then.
Anyway.
I get your point.
Yeah.
No, because no, that's not right.
Yeah, that's not
especially
Halloween.
when it's on a weekend.
Yeah, dude.
We have it on a Friday.
It's
That's dumb. I don't know.
Friday. It's today. Do
Yeah,
it today.
yeah, that's
Come
crazy.
on. But whatever.
That's crazy. So going back to the movie, I thought it was a little funny that the kid's bully told him the boogeyman's coming for you, and was literally right. Like
was
the bully was right.
100%
He should
correct.
have listened to that bully because he was correct.
He was correct.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. That was just a funny thought I had in my notes. Like, yeah, he was right.
He was right. The boogeyman came.
Okay. So when we get to the killings, I think I guess technically the first person he kills is the guy who he takes the truck and like the suit from. And they find the car abandoned, but they don't see that the guy's body is in like the bushes over around the corner. But the first like death you actually see, I think, is one of Laurie's friends in the car when she gets in the car and he's behind her.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, no, I know it's I'm blanking,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's one of Laurie's friends.
Right. Okay, yeah, because he kills 3 of her friends. We know that because she finds all 3 of them in the room.
Yeah,
And,
because weren't they having like weren't they like off
Well,
getting two of them were getting laid, right?
Yeah, 2 of them were having sex. One of them was like going to pick somebody up, and she got in her car, and he was in the car.
Yep.
I think my favorite is the scene when he kills the guy, because first of all, it's like, first of all, it's all like mostly one shot. Up until he attacks the guy, it's like one shot of him walking through the kitchen, hearing like a noise, walking over to it, and then he attacks out the closet. One thing I just noticed, like, I don't know, that I kind of liked, because it just felt like they were taking everything very seriously, even in this dumb movie. That, so as the guy walks closer to the closet, you start to hear Michael's breathing a little bit, and it like fades in. And they totally could have, like, just not done that. Maybe made it more of a surprise when he jumps out the closet, but because you kind of already know he's there, I think it was more effective to do it that way. Because, I don't know, as soon as... I think so technically it's a jump scare right there, you would say, right?
Yeah.
It just surprises you out of the closet. But I thought I got more scared in that moment, like, hearing his breathing as the guy walked over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
I thought that was more effective as a scare than the jump scare. If that makes sense.
No, I do agree. It does make sense. It's a weird, not weird. It's a interesting.
Well, it takes consideration.
Yeah,
first of all,
that's what we're doing. It does take consideration.
like, you have to consider that. Like, you have to think about that. Like, I mean, we know that John Carpenter was a talented director, so, but it just, that is kind of something that just showcases it for me a little bit.
Yeah, I do like that. I like it's a niche, I guess, stylistic choice.
Yes.
There we go. That's what I was trying to find. I couldn't figure that out.
Not like a crazy thing, but it's something that I just noticed and I liked it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like it too.
Honestly, a lot of his scare. You know, there's like the joke about how you run away from Michael Myers while he walks and he still catches you.
Yeah,
that really doesn't happen in this movie specifically. You know,
I didn't
of him.
Think about that.
Right?
I didn't even think about that. I swear.
Why this movie is so much better than the other Halloween movie. I mean, I don't mind Halloween, but I like this one way better than every other entry. Because, and I already kind of felt that way, but I really feel that way after this one, because that literally the biggest joke against Michael Myers isn't even really a problem in this movie.
Right, it really isn't.
I don't know. I just think that's great.
Yeah, right. It's like everybody, dude. Oh my God, I didn't think about that. Literally, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, he just walks everywhere and gets you, and you're sprinting." It's like that. Well, you didn't really see that too much in this one. He just kind of murked people.
No,
we were just getting murked.
The scares from him are better. Like, she right after she finds those bodies, she like comes in front of like the dark closet, and you just see his face like fade in. I don't know. It's like he understood at that time, like this would be better than just having him jump out of the closet. Like, let's have him fade in. Like, that'll be even scarier.
Yeah,
and it was.
It was. Yeah, no, 100% agreed. It was way scarier, and I think that stylistic choice probably fit the time in which this movie came out, because this movie is old as fuck.
1978.
1978. Like, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, that is like really long time ago.
You know what I actually wrote in my notes is how he fades out of the black is so amazing. You almost that he somehow only got her shirt with the knife.
Somehow he only got the shirt.
There really wasn't too much of that though either. There wasn't really a lot of the villain, like how you would expect from, or you come to expect from some of the slasher movies. Like, oh, he's about to get the main character, and all of a sudden he trips and falls or something.
Right. It's like, nope, he just missed.
Add him to the list, but we'll do the Scream movies eventually, because they're like self-aware meta humor horror movies, and that is a big joke they like to do, is that this guy in the Scream mask, whenever he's chasing somebody, he's always falls over at least like twice.
Oh yeah,
they do that on purpose. Like, it's funny, it's good. I don't know. But yeah, add those to the list. Yeah, probably do those next Halloween.
Add it to the list. Yeah, dude, I can't believe it's Halloween already. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
This isn't really a complaint, but I almost would have liked to see more of Dr. Loomis, which is why I think I think that's why you see a lot of him in the later movies, the movies after this, and I think that's like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people probably, when they saw this movie, were like, "Oh, I really like that Dr. Loomis guy. I would like to see more of him." So they said to themselves, "Well, we better put him all over the next like 4 movies."
Right? Yeah. Like, hey, this.
And the problem with that is you can't just have these two enemies, one with one of them being a psycho killer, and neither of them ever die.
Right?
Like, you're telling me they keep having these they have like these face-offs, and one is a psycho killer, and the other one fully understands that the other is a psycho killer, and neither of them ever ends up killing one another.
They never die. They're just like, all right, hey, we are agreed upon forever fucking gods, but we're just never gonna fight each other. So let's just exist. Let's coexist.
Okay. So near the end, and this is where we get into. I don't know. Again, I really don't have any main complaints. I just don't understand a couple of Laurie's decisions near the end. she like hides in a closet when he knows you're gonna be in the closet. I didn't really get that one. Like, I don't know. I think it was right after she thought he was dead from stabbing him in the neck.
Yeah.
And she tells him, and he's coming up the stairs. He like gets them into the kids into some other room or something. I don't even know. I don't even know what she does with the kids, but she herself hides in the closet. And I'm like, he's just gonna
Yeah,
go
and
right into
he's
the
like
closet.
punching and stabbing his way through the door, right? And she's just like,
Yeah.
it's like, why'd you choose a fucking closet? Like, you can't escape from that. You know what I mean? He gets
Yeah.
in, you're dead. Like, okay, cool. Fuck, you're fucked.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's like,
And there's like a point she like gets a stab in on him, and he goes down, and I write in my notes, stab him again.
right? So
And
why do we
instead
stop?
of that, she dropped the knife and walked away.
Yeah, let's stab the guy. Let's stab this fucking beast, this beast of a fucking entity once, and then give him his weapon back, and then leave.
But I guess they just did that so that they could have the scene where she's in the doorway, and in the background you just see him sit up, which I feel like that is of all the things that have been ripped off in this movie, that one's got to be ripped off the most.
I mean, what the sit up,
the evil guy in the background sits up.
bro? It's amazing. I mean, bro, that's just classic. Fucking who is it? The Undertaker.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I need to look that up. Wait, who came? I'm sure this movie had to be released before The Undertaker became a thing, right?
Yeah.
The Undertaker.
This movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, 1990. So I wonder if The Undertaker bit this movie for his signature, like, sit up out the coffin type thing.
Oh, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Because that was such a prolific thing. Like, if you showed that to somebody, 9 times out of 10, I'd say just about anybody of any age would be like, "Oh yeah, that's the Undertaker." But then if you showed fucking, he showed the scene from Halloween, people would be like, "Oh, like the Undertaker does that," but it's reverse.
Yeah. I don't know. But it's cool, and I can't. So, like, if this were a movie on judging up this on its own, I would almost hate it because it felt like there were a couple stupid conveniences they needed to get to that scene. But considering it's been ripped off and been inspired so much, I'm not gonna dock it the points that I normally would in my rating.
Okay, yeah.
Especially because and on top of that, and this is also one of the biggest reasons I wanted to talk about both this movie and The Thing, and it is the ending, the very, very ending. How it ends, how the movie closes out the black, is perfect to me, and I feel the same way. I felt the same way about The Thing. Just subtle, a little bit open-ended. No, like you're still kind of recovering from the crazy hell that just happened.
Yeah, no, I would.
And
I would agree.
it shows you the credits.
Yep, it's like, here you go, movie over. Then
You're
go
kind of
think.
just left to think about, like, wait, what the hell's gonna happen?
Yeah, it's like, go think about it.
I don't know. It's pretty good. It's no surprise to me that this and John Carpenter is a pretty beloved director but it's primarily because of these two movies, and I think that is a very big reason why.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I would absolutely agree. The way the movies end is it's very
His body's just gone.
yeah, his body's gone. See you later.
You're expecting him to walk out the window looking at a dead body on the ground, and then there's just nothing there.
Yeah, there's
Like,
nothing there, and you're like, oh fuck, and then the movie's over. You're like, oh fuck. Like, literally, like, it's just it's a
right.
double whammy. You're just like, and then I mean it's a good tactic though, because then you're like, okay, I need to know what happens next, and
Right.
then now
Yeah,
you're gonna
that's
go
true.
watch the next movie.
Yeah, I guess, and not to go back to a movie from last pod, but Texas Chainsaw was kind of like that too. Like in a sense, like she gets away, but nothing happens to Leatherface. Like he's just dancing in the street, and that's how it ends. So, which I guess you could also say, oh, that opened itself up to a sequel, but they didn't have a sequel for like 10 years. So, well,
Right.
yeah.
So
But
you had to
I
wait a
kind of
long
like
ass
thinking
time.
about the movies, all of those movies, and the thing actually didn't get a sequel, so that's perfect.
Yeah, I'm happy that the thing did get a
I
sequel.
like
I
to
think
think
it's
of
just
these movies
perfect.
standalone. I like to think of these movies standalone-ish because, for one, I'd like them so much better than their sequels, and two, I like the way their movies end. Like, just leave it like that. Just leave the story like that. It's perfect.
Yeah, no, exactly. I
Uh,
agree.
yeah. All right, we ready for our
I'm
ratings?
ready for my rating.
Is there any drama here?
There's no drama here.
5 out of 5?
5 out of 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. I mean, it's too. It's if for nothing else for its iconic status
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
horror movie cinema history, and just what Michael Myers means to the horror genre.
It's literally, like it's one of those where you're just like,
You
it's
don't
hard to
get
beat.
you don't get the other movies. You don't even get the other movies in after this that where they're allowed to do the stupid stuff with Michael Myers without a first one where they don't do too much stupid stuff with him. It's actually scary.
Right. It's like legit. It's like they don't do a lot of dumb shit.
There's not much. There's not too much to meme about from this movie like there is in its sequels,
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
especially the newer ones where he's basically Jason Bourne now.
I mean, yeah, he literally turns into Jason Bourne. That's not a question.
It's ridiculous, man. He's just a guy that escaped a mental asylum.
Right? It's like chill, bro. You're gonna be you're not a fucking super agent. You're just a dude out of an asylum.
All right. So that's a perfect 5 out of 5.
Perfect 5 out of 5.
All right, let's talk about Sinners.
Oh man!
Wow. This is a switch up from for one, because this movie is I wouldn't even call it a strictly horror movie. It's I would describe it as a southern vampire opera. That makes sense.
Southern vampire opera. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think that does make sense. It's the movie. It's
a musical almost.
It's almost a musical while also being a vampire horror movie, while also touching on like black culture a little bit, and like the black music scene
and the South,
and also touching on magic and like Southern voodoo and shit like that. So it's a lot. It's a genre blender.
It's a lot of things.
It is literally a genre blender.
A lot of things. It's very original. I don't even know. I don't even know how to talk about a synopsis. It's such a loaded plot.
I mean,
but
it's
a couple criminal twin brothers from Chicago take some of the money they have quote unquote earned to start a juke joint back in their southern town, and it gets attacked by vampires.
Yeah, literally two brothers return to Mississippi in the 30s, open juke joint, vampires, supernatural, racist.
There's sort of that added, there's like added subplot that they're buying it from a guy who's a member, a leader of the Klan, and that they're kind of being set up to get killed by these guys, but they don't really know. I don't know if we know it yet until it gets revealed later. But there there is obviously there's racial politics involved in the movie a little bit.
Right. I mean, yeah. But one of the first parts of the movie, or like towards the beginning of the movie, where they're going to buy the actual juke joint, they meet the and
The guy's like, clan ain't don't exist no
Just in
more.
case anybody hasn't fucking been to our last 13 episodes of the podcast, we're gonna spoil every movie we talk about. I assume you come here for that reason, but just to let you know. Anyway, the fucking guy that they end up talking to turns out to be the Grand Wizard of the fucking Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah. So,
Like, all right, so this is how we're getting things started here.
it's a good way to. I like that they, they touch on their cowardice a little bit because, they deny their existence because even back then they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. Literally, they knew exactly what they were doing.
They can pretend like they thought they were doing something in the name of God, but they know they couldn't even be honest about it. So with themselves. So
yeah, no, they literally couldn't. They were just like, all right, well.
Talking about the opening though, when Sammy comes into that church covered in blood and a broken guitar, I always thought it was a little weird. The pastor doesn't start with like, "Hey man, you all right?"
Right? Like you good? My son, my child.
Yeah.
Like that's his son.
Yeah. Well, I brought up the music very fast because the music's probably one of my favorite parts about this movie. The film score and also just the songs they play, but especially the film score, especially like what you hear it for kind of having some more of the deeper emotional scenes, like conversations. It's like that guitar riff with the long violin harmony over it.
Yeah. I mean, it's soulful Southern like plantation music.
The guy who, but it, like it's but it also still sounds like a film score. You know what I mean? Like I like that.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
It's cool, and because that is one of the big things about this movie. It's a little bit of a love letter to Southern blues. It does, they emphasize this at the end. It's like, what does he say? I don't like that electric shit as much as the real. And they kind of, I don't know. It's not that I didn't already know it, but I like that this movie sort of emphasized something about like the acoustic guitar in Southern blues compared to the electric, because you could think about it a lot. Or like we've heard the electric more.
Then we've heard the acoustic. All they had was acoustic.
That kid sounds so good playing the
acoustic.
Elijah,
like that's his name, right? Or not Elijah? Sammy, Preacher Boy.
It's Sammy who plays
Preacher Boy.
Yeah, Preacher Boy.
Preacher Boy.
I don't know. It was just a nice little fun reminder of how good it can sound, even just on acoustic.
Yeah, it sounds so good. It's to that point. It's almost more
but acoustic,
soulful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, of course, don't get me wrong. I love me my electric guitar. We all do.
No, it feels more. Literally soul, like more in touch with the soul, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like a, I don't know. There's something more human-sided about it, I guess.
Yeah, more humanistic. I would agree with that. Definitely a little bit more humanistic. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love me some like fucking Leonard Skinner or something like that, which kind of gives you that old school feel a little bit. But something about Preacher Boy ripping that fucking guitar made me feel some type of way, especially at the juke joint. I don't even remember what the song was called. They played at the end of that, right before the siege. But that shit goes crazy. That might be one of my favorite scenes.
No, that's that's one of the most popular scenes of the movie.
Yeah, the juke joint performance then leads into
when he
the
plays
siege.
the song and they show all these different like eras of it of the music that's considered devil music in some circles and stuff, which is kind of cool, interesting to me to think about. Like, I don't know, I put it in my notes because Sammy's dad called the music he was playing devil music. It's like, is it just if it's really really good? If it's really good music, it's devil music?
Right, that's literally what they said. Hey, if your music is like way too good, you're the devil.
If it's so good that everybody wants to get up and dance to it.
If I want to shake my ass while you play music, you're the devil.
No, because like there's an era where they thought when, when rock and roll, like in the
Yeah.
70s and 80s, there was a bunch of Christian groups who thought it was devil music.
They looked at Elvis and they're
Because
like, "You stole this music from black people. You shaking your hips, you're the devil."
Jesus.
Dude, I'm sorry. That shit is so funny to me. Oh man, that was good. That was good. Yeah, you guys like good music? Devil. Fuck 'em.
So I'm typically not a huge fan of Michael B. Jordan, but I thought he did pretty. I was actually surprised.
You don't like Michael B.
I was
Jordan?
pretty surprised. I don't know, Lucho. Listen, I did. I don't know.
You don't like him in Black
I
Panther?
like him. No.
Okay, that's.
No, I didn't.
I figured I was going to know the answer to that. We will have a
I
personal
thought that was.
conversation about that.
I thought that was a very interesting character, and I just thought somebody else would have. There's a couple people on my mind I think would have done it better than he did. But he's Ryan Coogler's guy, so it's now that all that being said, I liked him in this movie.
Good. I'm happy. I also like that he plays two characters. It threw me off at the beginning.
Yeah, that's one thing. Thank God one of them becomes a vampire because I didn't. It becomes a little confusing at times. I know one wears blue and one wears red, but I kept forgetting which one wore blue and which one wore red. I don't know. That's probably another reason why they have them split up early in the movie and has one go with Sammy and the other, go see his kid's grave and Annie. I really like Annie as a character. She's basically the one that knows all about the evil spirits.
Yup. She knows all about everything. She's the
yeah. Thank God they had her.
she's Smoke's wife. Practitioner of the hoodoo.
Yeah.
We gotta love it. You gotta love it, Annie. And also that dude. What was it? The scene where he goes into her shack or whatever, and she's like giving him the beads, and they get wicked.
Yeah, yeah. There's a whole man. They really. I'm trying not to sound like a zoomer here, but I don't know. It felt the sex scenes felt a little out of place for me.
I
don't know.
In this kind of movie, I kind of agree to a certain point. Like, it seems a bit out of place, but also in the time period in which it's taking place, and I think we're under the assumption that Smoke and Stack have been gone for a very long time, and then now they're back, and it's like, okay, now I'm gonna get my rocks off type situation. But I get it.
There are some people who thought the movie was a little long. And I just think if there were scenes that I might have cut, it probably would have been a couple of those.
Couple of the
the only one that I thought was really necessary was the one with the girl, but right before she bites his neck, because that was set up because he walks in and he sees them doing it, and he's like, oh shit, I should, where's, and then the guy goes, yo, where's Stack? And he's like, oh, he's getting a little nookie.
Yeah, he's getting a little nookie.
And then they walk back in and she's biting his neck off.
Yep. And you're just like, oh,
that's
no.
Okay, that one makes sense, but I don't know, other than that, I don't know.
No, I feel that. It does.
There's a line, well, what's his name? I don't know why. I put it in my notes. When Stack says to Sammy while they're in a car together, it's like, I'll let you drive on the way back. And then Sammy does drive on the way back, but it's after all the hell.
Yeah, he's literally driving back up there. He just watched everybody die.
Oh, another thing I wanted to ask you. Have you ever seen the movie Crossroads?
Crossroads. It sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
It's kind of another movie that's like a love letter to Southern blues.
Okay, no, I don't think so.
What's the old... I'm sorry. There's a old famous blues guitarist that was known for selling his soul to the devil, and to become the greatest player, greatest blues guitar player of all time.
Who? BB King?
No,
Muddy
not B.B. King.
Muddy Waters.
Robert Johnson. No, Robert Leroy Johnson.
T-Bone Walker. No. I was just looking up people.
No, a guy named Robert Johnson he died very young, but he was an amazing he's an amazing blues guitarist, and there's because his life isn't very well documented, it's given rise to like legends, and one of them is that he sold to the devil at a local crossroads in return for musical success. And even though he wasn't necessarily the most famous person ever, he's still like one of the most influential guitarists of all time.
Right.
So, I think. So that movie is like a love letter to that, and this movie kind of is too. Because I don't know, you can kind of think of the vampires as sort of like demons, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they keep saying the whole movie like you're from hell, like he's the devil.
Right, he's the goddamn devil. He's from hell.
Right. I don't know. You know what? Hey, going back really quick to that musical scene. So, have you ever seen like Great Gatsby? And
yeah, I love Great Gatsby.
I do like Great Gatsby, but there's a thing about Great Gatsby that I hate, and it's because of the director, the guy who directs the movie, Baz Luhrmann, which is that he was putting modern day music in in a lot of the scenes. Like they grabbed like a musical soundtrack and so like at one point you're hearing Jay-Z and Kanye in a hotel room where a bunch of people in the 20s are celebrating. I don't know. It threw me off, but it was like that guy's style. Anyway, I put that director's name is Baz Luhrmann. And I put in my notes when that scene was happening, Baz Luhrmann wishes he could do something like this.
He fucking wishes. You wish you could be him.
Yeah, well, because that was another example of putting like music from different eras in a movie that it takes place in one era, but like it all made sense. Like there's a visual narrative surrounding why that's happening.
Right.
And you know, I know for a fact this movie's gonna get like a couple Oscar nominations for like its score and like its like sound technical categories and stuff.
Right.
It would be a little bit of a surprise to me if it got into the higher categories like director and stuff or screenplay. But if it does, if Ryan Coogler got into best director for this movie, it's because of that scene.
Right. I think so.
Yeah, it would be because of that scene.
Or at least I would agree on that. I would agree it could be because let's see. I don't know if I'm going to say exactly it's that scene for sure, but because I think there are a lot of good scenes, including the mid credit scene where we get to the flash forward into decades.
Yeah, well,
which I love,
yes.
But
I hate that it's a mid credit scene.
Yeah, I don't know why they did it as a mid-credit scene as opposed to just doing the outro scene. As that, you know what I mean? Like fade to black after the church or whatever. Maybe give it like a dramatic pause for 10 seconds and then fade into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I did it like that. Whatever. It's not really something that can ruin the movie for me, but it's just like, it bothers me that they did it like that.
Yeah, no, I would agree. It bothers me a little bit as well, because I'm just like, why did we do it like that? You know what I mean? And I think that's really what the question is. It's like, why did you choose to do it like that?
I'm curious. They'll probably just let this movie stand on its own, but I'm a little curious, like, where the hell Remick even came from, man. Like, all we know is that he flew in, asked people to help him, and then a bunch of Choctaw, the natives, came up and said, that man's not who you think he is.
Yeah, well, did they mention, or maybe this was me reading about it, but he was from, like like somewhere in Europe. I think it was like theorized he was from like Ireland or Scotland.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's definitely Irish.
Because when
They're
he
singing the Rocky Road to Dublin.
true,
Dublin.
but when he goes to show when he goes to like do the payment in gold, it's like gold shillings or whatever, which for the time period were from like that part of the world. So I think that was theorized that he was just like they don't think that he's the alpha. I think is what I read. Like he's the alpha vampire, but that he's like direct descendant from it, and that it could be a larger thing, and that like there could be a Sinners 2 that takes place in like
Yeah.
in like Ireland or something like that. Like kind of going back to like the original roots of where this motherfucker came from.
Okay. Yeah, that was another thing that was a little, I don't know, a little kind of threw me off. I don't want to call it inconsistent, but like there's just a question I have about it, which is that if they all feel his pain and then he dies, shouldn't they all die? I don't know.
Yeah, I saw how that
Because they
works.
bring it up at the end when the two come back, like, oh, just because the head one dies doesn't mean that you have to kill them all off one by one. I'm like, okay, great, but how does that work with them feeling his pain? Because if they feel his pain and he dies, I don't know.
Right, but
Shouldn't they die?
You would think they would all die in that vein, right? Yeah, no.
I don't know.
I don't. Maybe
It threw me off a little bit.
or maybe it's like one of those things where like he dies and they feel his pain forever. You know what I mean? Like that would make sense. Like I'm always in pain, and it's like, well, yeah, your leader died. You guys feel
Jeez, dude,
feel each
I would
other.
have just, if that, I mean, I'd just jump in front of the sun at that point. Like, what? I don't want to feel that.
Yeah, for real. Like I don't want to.
I would just see ya.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Hey, can you put this steak in my brain?
Yeah, basically. Oh, okay. You know, I guess I'm starting to get into some of my criticisms. You know, I talked about how Michael Myers doesn't get nerfed too bad in Halloween. I
Yeah.
feel like the vampires in this movie get nerfed a little bit. Number one, they can fly, can't they?
No.
Well, then what the hell is what Remick did to Mary? I mean, she turns around and you just see him fly up, and then it cuts away, and next thing you know, she's a vampire.
Well, maybe Remick can fly because he's like the grand vampire, but I don't think the others have the ability to fly. I think they're just fast as fuck.
Okay. Well, I just still feel like that could have been utilized. Even at the end when he goes out. Honestly, don't even get me started.
Oh God, I know where this is going.
I don't know. I just don't like when the bad guy helps the good guy just enough for them to succeed. Because Remick could have just pounced on that kid right away and bit his neck, and that's game over. But instead, he jumps right behind him, grabs his leg, and then starts drowning him and goes on a diatribe. I'm just like, oh well, I don't know. Right when that started, I'm like, wow, he's buying him a lot of time. I wonder if something's gonna happen to Remick. And sure enough, So I don't know, and that's not too. At least they have him doing something. That didn't it bothered me, but it didn't bother me as much as when the doors get open, or when they let them in. Based on I don't know, it kind of ruins the threat that they were posing throughout the movie for me, with how that went down, because they came into the barn. And I don't know, it just felt like they were kind of running in one at a time, giving the main characters enough time to be able to take on one at a time, when realistically everybody should have been 5 vampires to 1 person.
Well, was it also because they're old school vampires and they technically couldn't come into the building without permission?
But that was after she let them in.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, I don't know. You would think that they would just kind of swarm them up. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, holy shit. I really... That is...
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you would think they would. I mean, maybe there was a reason as to why... I mean, I know that didn't they like didn't a couple of them like eat garlic and shit like that or something like that? So maybe like it had effects on a couple of the vampires, but then the other ones didn't really give a fuck or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they didn't really emphasize that. I just,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
kind
know.
of just
It's just,
happened.
it's problem. It's just the problem I have. It kind of, it ruins the thread a little bit for me that they finally get let in. Now you can argue only 2 people survived that ordeal, and one of them, like, but it shouldn't have even been a one-on-one between the brothers. They all decided to come outside with Remick while that was happening. I don't know.
Yeah, I will say that that part did kind of piss me off. Well, a couple parts kind of pissed me off, but putting Smoke and Stack against each other kind of bullshit. And then just a couple of ways that a couple people got turned or like tricked into walking
Yeah,
outside.
right.
I was like, I don't, I don't know if I agree with that.
No, well, um, I wrote in my notes. He's a free target while he's tending to his dying girlfriend. Like when Annie's dying and he has to stab her with a stake. They're just laying there while there's vampires attacking all around. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. And then when he does that, like they leave. We gotta go. Come on, we gotta go. We gotta go. Like, what do you mean you gotta go? Aren't you attacking the humans? I
right.
don't
Like,
know.
aren't you attacked? Like, why do you have
And
to leave?
that got justified a little bit because they like I don't know. I guess you could argue they were creating like a illusion of safety because then they go to the back door and there's Remick and Stack.
Yeah,
And so, like, I mean, that's kind of effective, but they didn't even need to do that. They had every advantage in that situation.
literally
Oh,
every advantage, and they just chose not to capitalize on it.
um, and then also when he kills Remick, I don't know. Nobody saw him come. Nobody saw Smoke coming somehow. None of the
Yep,
other vampires
nobody
out
saw
there.
him go. He was just there. He was just like, "Hey, what's up, bro?"
He was just there. He teleported.
It's like
All right.
you guys are fucking the most. They're supposed to be the like apex predator of everything, and you didn't
Yeah,
see
I
him
don't know.
coming.
Now, that said, I don't hate everything about this ending. The thing about, as much as it annoys me that Remick starts going on a diatribe, it is kind of cool that they start saying the prayer, the Our Father prayer. While that's happening, it's edited and with like the other vampires saying it, and then the brothers fighting.
Yeah,
And it just is very. I guess we could say that's another way in which the Ryan Coogler's directing might get recognized at some higher award shows.
right.
But because that was very well done. I mean, that film editing could get recognized for that. But it was
True.
very um. And then you think that's it and everything, and then though, and then all of a sudden you see him pull out a gun to go fight all these clan guys that are coming to the barn.
Which is
And
crazy that that's what he has to deal with after everything that he previously just had to deal with.
And there was cool things there, like they edited the guys trying to open the door to the joint with Sammy opening the church doors. Like they cut right to that happening. But yeah, it's a little. I don't know. Dude was out in the open, and there
Yeah,
was like 6 of them. Do I have to even say
yeah. I
anything?
mean, like any other vampire movie, he smoked. No pun intended.
Or any other movie at all where that's happening? I don't know. I
Like,
guess it was also just a little bit weird to be in that scene. Like it felt like an extra ending, kind of.
yeah,
That makes sense.
like an alternate editing. I kind of get that.
That said, I was wondering earlier too, like why make it so it was Chicago? Why make it so they were working for Capone? But that actually makes a lot of sense because the they had Irish whiskey and Italian wine, which what's her name Mary brings up. You're stealing from both sides up north, aren't you? Which I thought was kind of cool, stealing from the Irish gangs and the Italian gangs.
I would agree.
But then also it kind of helps justify why he has a Tommy gun at the end there, and I don't know. It is, regardless of everything, it is kind of a nice little hell yeah scene, isn't it? I mean,
No, I would agree. It's like fuck yeah, like he's getting his revenge, and then it's nice.
And he's
to see
using
him,
a Tommy.
Yeah, he's using the Tommy gun, and then it's also nice to see him when he like inevitably kind of like fades into the light, but then he's like reunited with his child and stuff like that. I thought that was a pretty cute scene. Like it was pretty cutesy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Then the clan guy's like, "Hey, listen, I got money.
Yeah, he's
I'll
like,
help you." He just unloads the rest of the.
Yeah.
He just unloads the rest of the time. Like I love how extra he is.
He's like, you know what? Fuck you, double. Like, doubly
I know,
fuck you.
it's like, I'm just going to use up every bullet on the
I'm
Grand
literally just
plan.
going to just end your entire career right now. I love it. I do love it. It's a really good movie, all in all.
And even though I don't like that they put it in with the credits, I do like the ending still.
Yeah, I like seeing Preacher Boy again, and at first I thought that they were gonna go in and kill him, but then he was just like, play that song of yours. You remember that song?
No, but it was. I mean, he offered to though, like in like a, hey, if you want to keep on like living and touring,
yeah, like I'll turn you.
I can do it.
I can do it.
And he says no. I love it. I love that I like it. Like that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's like he comes back. There was no malicious
Fast forward to the future,
and he's just like, hey, if you want to, I can. If not, I respect you.
No, it was cool. And I just like what they talk about a little bit. That's the line where he says, "I don't like that electric shit as much as the real."
Yeah, I don't like that electric shit as much as.
It's so that they have him play on the acoustic. It is a nice way to end it, and it is a nice way to kind of connect like the parts of the movie, you know, because it's a vampire movie, but it's also a movie about Southern blues.
Yeah.
And some people who critique this movie kind of argue that it doesn't evenly flow, but I think a scene like that ending is why I would disagree, or why I think, if nothing else, it ties things together, kind of.
Yeah, I agree.
And then it kind of ends with them talking about like, before all that happened, that was the best day of my life.
Yeah, before all that,
and it goes, it was the last time I saw my brother and the sun, and the last time we felt free. So that was cool.
That was cool. I do agree. That
kind of cool way to tie back in the thing about those times, about living in those times.
Yeah.
But I didn't even mention this, but I loved the opening about the musical spirits with like the little cartoon graphics.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that because this movie has a million fucking things going on with it.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
There's
very loaded.
So much going on.
All right. We'll go to our ratings. And I wish I could tell you that there's no drama here, but I do not have a perfect score for this movie.
All right,
you want to go first?
You can go first.
So after my first time watching this a couple months ago, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, a 7 out of 10. I liked it more watching it for this pod, like my second time for this pod. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay, I was also gonna give this a 4 Squadcast podcast thumbs up out of 5. I thought there was a couple continuity errors that I noticed when I rewatched it for the second time, and also just a couple of things I thought were pretty fucking stupid. But all in all, it's a really good movie. But
honestly, my biggest issue by a mile is just the nerfing of the villains. If that was a little bit more cleaned up, this would probably be a 5 out of 5 for me.
I agree.
But there's the good viciously outweighs the bad for me. So like there's so much memorable things from this movie that allow it to stick with me, especially the music. So.
Yeah, I agree. But, hey, you know what? We fucking did it. Episode 14.
Episode 14. Oh my God, look at you. You had the clap ready.
I did it. I remember. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, we did it,
We
man.
did it. That's 14 episodes. Next one will be 15. And I know you texted me. I have to look at the text, but I was kind of thinking, since we're going into November, one of the movies could possibly be like a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving type movie. You know what I mean? Potentially. So I'm not making any promises, but it just popped in my head. I'm like, we're going into a new holiday season, switch up the vibes a little bit, but
we'll see.
Absolutely, I agree.
But hey, we weren't even supposed to do Halloween. We weren't even supposed to do this on Halloween. It kind of just happened.
It literally worked out, and we get to post it on Halloween as well. The Halloween.
If there is one other thing I'd like to say, we'll try to get back on our Tuesday schedules instead of Friday.
Yeah, absolutely agreed.
But
the last two kind of just weird happenings, but I think we'll be back on our normal Tuesday schedule after this. I like those.
Okay. Yeah, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you're on board.
Yeah, I don't mind that we've had to change them around. Like these 2 Friday recordings have been kind of fun and in the morning, but I do enjoy our regularly scheduled Tuesday night podcast.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and that means this next run time before our next episode is going to be a little bit shortened, but whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. We got about a week and a day.
We got like 10 days.
Yeah, like 10 days, which is fine. But we'll discuss the movies and we'll get it up.
Yes, we will. All right. Well, that concludes episode 14. A spooky episode. This is the end of spooky season. We had 2 spooky season episodes. They were great.
Spooky season episodes. What a way to
We covered very important movies for spooky season, and honestly, I just hope that we keep this going for a long time so that we can keep doing spooky seasons.
I'm excited to see what next year's spooky season podcast will be. We'll be on episode like 50.
Yeah, it'll be a while.
It's gonna be crazy, but hell yeah,
it'll be great.
Hell yeah.
All right, Latrell, thank you as always, for doing this pod with me. It's a great time.
Absolutely, it's always my pleasure, and thank you to our viewers who.
Thank you.
Whoever you guys are who come in and watch our stuff.
And no, seriously, we don't really put much into it, but
we have fun.
We appreciate anyone who listens anyway.
Agreed. I thoroughly agreed.
All right. Well, thank you, and everyone have a happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Peace.